You're unmuted.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm in the library, so I'm keeping my voice down and I'm trying to stay away from people who are talking that you can hear in the background. So I'm going to read because I'm a talker, and so this will help me stay focused. Good evening, everybody. I'm really, really honored and happy to be a part of this group. So starting with focus. Okay, so I said it's all about an improved quality of life. Focus gave me the gift of time. I'm spending less time focusing on one assignment or task at a time versus multitasking or doing multiple tasks and getting mediocre results. So that's huge for me. I just feel more organized in my day, and it's really helping with my confidence. Um, Next one is freedom. Freedom has significantly reduced my pain. I was on 3 Percocets per day for the past 3 to 4 years, and three wasn't enough. I was watching the clock to see when I could get my next Percocet. So definitely some addiction things with this. Um, let's see. So one day, maybe after 2 days or so on the Freedom Patch, I noticed that I only needed one Percocet, and that was a big hallelujah moment for me. I have started to work out, which I haven't done for about 2.5 years. And I think because of the increased activity, there's been a couple of times I've had to take 2 Percocets. But I mean, that's even a testimony itself with me working out and then going from 3 Percocets a day where my pain really wasn't even controlled with three, to just one, sometimes two, based upon my activity. Let's see, peace. It just helps me to stay in a calm state. I feel like it has turned off the cortisol drip. I feel like I'm no longer in that fight or flight mode that I literally have been in for the past 23 years. So the pieces really just calm me down. And I know that's helping so much with stress and inflammation, building up my immune system. Speaking of immune system, I think my absolute favorite one is defend. This one I call, this is from the Spirit of God, the great physician. I'm being healed of from a non-healing wound that I've had for at least 15 years. Very painful wound, that I was seeing a nurse practitioner, who was a wound care specialist. And it was just so many things that we were trying, and it just wasn't getting better. So I just stopped going. It was a waste of my time, her time, and my money. So I just stopped going and just started taking Percocets to deal with the pain. So the huge testimony of all of this is that this wound that has been there for 15 years is becoming smaller. So we're talking 15 years of no progress to what, a month or a little bit less of the wound bed coming together. So the skin buds in the wound, the skin buds look very similar to your tongue, like the little tiny buds on your tongue. They are becoming like a brighter pinkish, almost red color now, and they're starting just to come together. The wound bed is getting smaller. I'm tempted to go back to the wound care specialist because I know sometimes when you're giving your testimony, depending upon how big this platform is going to be for me, it just helps to sometimes have follow up from the nurse practitioner who took the original measurements. So I'm thinking about that. But in the meantime, my husband is my picture taker. And if that tells you anything, I can't see the wound based upon where the body part is. So I am, tomorrow's payday. So I'm going to order some Lumi, and I'm really, really believing God really soon to get that the 40 pack where I can just have some available so I can start doing the packets, and giving, the samples to people with the QR code and the card and everything. So I'm just really excited, and I just can't believe how fast things are happening, and I can't wait to share. And there's a wonderful audience that I know is waiting to hear what I have to say. So I'm ready to really start talking about it. So thank you.
Like, is that like awesome? And remember, all this started with a phone call December 27th, so it's less than a month because
Incredible.
that was
Awesome.
before she got any patches. We just had a conversation.
Actually, it started with Mark and Ann.
being diligent on these calls, just listening in and learning and participating. And Mark's healing journey, which you've all heard, which is equally as amazing. And then Anne shared with her niece, who's a nurse, who's a friend of Heidi, who's a nurse. And so Heidi's on here because of Jeanette, because of Anne. And our relationship with Anne goes back to when we first opened our big clinic up in Denver about 30 years ago. And Anne, we sort of knew Anne, and Anne came in one day and said, "We'd like to just come in and retile your kitchen for you." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Well, we figured out the best way to get to know you is to serve you." And they literally came in and retiled the kitchen in our new clinic for us, which built a relationship with them. And they've been kind of in our sphere ever since then. So, Heidi, this goes back about 30 years to bring us to this point. And one of the things I like to say about the patches is we actually can change people's lives immediately.
So thank you, thank you, thank you, Heidi. I'm so proud of you. Now,